Ignore the stunningly beautiful Nokia 8 Sirocco. The 7 Plus here, the Nokia 7 Plus, is perhaps the real jewel in Nokia's crown for 2018, at least in terms of the right balance of long life, functionality and value. At just £350, and that will come down in time, the Nokia 7 Plus has just about everything you need, a genuine 2-day battery life and won't break the bank. It's also getting ever closer to some of Nokia's imaging heritage for the old-time fans, with ZEISS optics here in the cameras, standard in the N series from 2005 onwards, and the famous slide-out concentric ring pro camera interface that debuted with the famous Lumia 1020. So, great value, great battery, great cameras. What's to stop this from being a runaway success? As you might expect from a phone show review, there are some aspects which are less than stellar and partly explain the price, but I'll come to those in a moment. I want to start on a couple of real highs. Firstly, the build, the design, the materials, the oleophobic and slightly curved screen give way to tough plastic, a unibody aluminium main frame which is incredibly strong and finished on the outside in many places with a copper anodization. Okay, so chip this and you'll see silver, but it's still very attractive. The back is painted metal, apparently with 6 layers of paint, meaning it'll take some serious abuse to get through to see the glint of metal, and the matte feel in the hand is utterly top-notch. Secondly, the OS. Yes, it's Android 8.1, but more than that, this is officially an Android One handset, meaning that it's completely stock, with no UI layers or gimmicks that Nokia then have to fiddle with and check whenever Google updates Android itself. All Nokia has to worry about is the couple of extra apps that it preloads, the Nokia camera and of course a support utility. Everything but everything else is pure Google, just as on the Pixel devices. What this means is that security and feature updates can be lightning fast. Nokia has been the fastest Android manufacturer to get these out, often mere hours behind Google itself. So far so good then. We're talking a notchless 6-inch 1080p 18:9 LCD display that's perfectly fine most of the time, just fading a little too much outdoors, at least compared to the best screens in the world, as on my Galaxy S9 Plus shooting this. But then again, remember the £350 price point, and the display is well within bounds. It's certainly a mile better than on the Key 2 from BlackBerry in Sunlight that I featured previously. There's no always on display option as is usual with LCD screens, and also as is usual with Android One apparently, so you just get temporary glimpses of new notifications as they come in, and when you lift the phone. It's enough for most people. Inside there's a Snapdragon 660 with 4GB of RAM, a combination that, well, it works. The Nokia 7 Plus will never win any speed awards. Moving around the interface, there's a second's lag here and a half a second there, but never a showstopper. But you can tell it's not a flagship. I do get the impression that the 7 Plus could be faster. After all, there's only stock Android in here. So maybe updates are yet again the key in upcoming months. 64GB storage plus microSD is a good spec level for the price point too, without going over the top. Bluetooth 5.0, though no aptX, so you're stuck with standard wireless audio. There is a headphone jack though, as with everything else I've reviewed for the past few months. Trend? What trend? So you're sorted for wired audio plus charging at the same time, in this case with up to Quick Charge 3.0 over USB Type-C, which works brilliantly. The 7 Plus is a battery champion, and the 3800 mAh cell lasts the phone 2 days if you don't go too crazy with sat-nav, gaming or streaming video. The speaker down here at the bottom is surprisingly good. It's just a shame that Nokia abandoned its attempts at faux stereo using the earpiece with the original Nokia 6. Such an arrangement here would have been the cherry on the cake. It's full volume. Bit of Mark Knopfler. It's no Marshall London, but it's not bad. Lots to like then, and it gets better on the camera front. There's a 2x telephoto lens at 13 megapixel, in addition to the 12 megapixel f/1.75 main lens, both with branded ZEISS optics, and the combination works really well, with the software seamlessly moving from one lens to the other as you zoom in or out. Maybe not quite so much UI polish as on the likes of this Galaxy S9 Plus, but not far off for the casual user. You also don't get OIS here, but you do get gyro autocorrection, which is better than nothing in low light, plus dual pixel autofocus, something Samsung pioneered a few years ago. Results are good, with too much sharpness and contrast enhancement for my liking, but at this price point you won't find a better imaging experience. See the example shots here as proof. Test video footage at 1080p on the Nokia 7 Plus. A gyro stabilization, not OIS, but it kind of does the job. My biggest concerns here are to do with zooming and focusing. First of all, I'll demonstrate zooming. Although it's got a 2x telephoto lens, when you tap the control to go to 2x, it's actually using digital zoom in video mode, using the main lens, not the telephoto lens, and I have verified this. There can also be audio glitches as you switch the zoom views. Secondly, the focusing is not brilliant. If I go up close, by the way, you can hear an airliner going overhead with the surround sound. It just cannot focus on these Blackberries. The autofocus has issues, shall we say. But great for gigs though. If you're up the front of the gig with the Nokia Ozo sound, I think it would be a tremendous experience. The camera interface, officially using all those Nokia camera UI patents from the Lumia 1020 days, it works well in its Pro mode here. And talking of modes, this Nokia Bothy if you're in Yorkshire, mode, thankfully they don't call it that anymore, just dual camera for snapping you and your subject at the same time. And Nokia's live bokeh mode, where the two cameras build a depth map and let you adjust the degree of artificial blur around your subject, even after the fact. This works surprisingly well, though. Note that A, it does need good light, otherwise you get a too dark error, and B, it uses the 2x zoom lens as its main source, not the main lens, so you have to be further away than you might think from your subject before live bokeh will work. The Nokia 7 Plus is also compatible with the Google Pixel camera side loads, if you want to go the extra mile and get a bit geeky. Maybe I'll come back to this in the future phone show. One oddity is that the LED torch function here is very yellow. See what you think. I won't point it straight into the camera. On every other phone, it's white. What's going on? It's just a bit bizarre. Okay, so what is the catch other than mid-range speed? What's missing? Well, as with the Zenfone 5 in the previous phone show, at this price point you don't get waterproofing, you don't get Qi wireless charging, but I think both can be forgiven. You can buy three of these for a single iPhone 10 at £350. It's just the level where it's not totally crippling if you drop the phone in water and wreck it. I read earlier that the new Nokia, i.e. HMD Global, have launched 8 new handsets this year alone. And the welcome thing is they're all really solidly built and most are great value for money. Welcome back Nokia, leaner and meaner than 10 years ago.